everybody, it's Christmas time again, and it's time to get back into the kitchen. My husband is Ukrainian, and every year we make traditional Ukrainian food. And today we are going to start with our Varenyky process. First you have to mix up your fillings, and then they sit for a little bit, maybe a day, and then you go ahead and start making your dough to make your Varenyky. The filling goes into the dough and you make these little like dumplings, and then you boil them, and yeah, it's quite the process. And I'm going to take you with me. But first of all, what I'm going to be making is a mushroom filling. We have little cremini mushrooms that we're going to cut up really fine, and then we are going to be adding our lobster mushrooms with it. So these are mushrooms that we harvested out in the forest, and I'm going to rehydrate some of them and use them with the cremini mushrooms. It's going to be great flavor. And another filling that we do is a sauerkraut filling. And so this sauerkraut, I will be rinsing it and adding some onion and possibly some sour cream, maybe cream cheese. And then I have this large curd cottage cheese that I will be washing the cream stuff off and making a potato filling. So all of these recipes are in this wonderful book that I got when my husband and I got married. We have the dough recipe and the fillings recipe that we will be following. I'm going to take you with me. So the first thing we're going to do is boil our potatoes. These are Yukon Gold potatoes that we grew in our garden that I will be using also. They're pretty big. I'm just going to cut them in half. And then once they're boiled, I will dump them into cold water, and that'll force the skin away from the flesh. So then they become really easy to peel. And then we'll get on with the next process, which is of course mashing. Okay. Now with the mushrooms, we're gonna put about not that much. About that much. These are so good. They're my favorite mushrooms. We're going to start the dehydrating process. I'm going to crunch them up. Add a cup of water. That's perfect. And then for the potatoes, they need more water too. And salt. It's not necessary, but I like to do it. Okay. Here you see the lobster, here is the cremini, and we're going to stir it. Onions, nicely sauteed in there, still moist, not browned. I mean, the brown is good, but that's not what we're looking for with this one. We still want more of a delicate tenderness when we cook it inside of the dough. We don't want it all crispy. That's for later. Oh, that's beautiful. So tomorrow we will be making the Varenyky. And that is a wonderful process too, because we have our dough, we make our dough, we roll it out, we use a cup, and we make these little circles by pushing it, and then we stack them up, and then somebody is like putting dough into the circles and creating a dumpling. And then we have water that goes to a boil, and we drop the dumplings, maybe 7 at a time, into the pot, and boil them till they come to the top, and then we take them out and put them into a holding container with butter. Okay, and that is when we're going to end up like freezing them when they're at that point, because we're having still yet days before Christmas and Christmas Eve dinner. And so what we do about that is we take them out of the freezer and we thaw them out, and then we pan fry them in a pan, and it changes the texture again, and it just crisps them up a little bit, because you also have your onions that are a little bit to the side, all crisped up and ready to go. So that is the sauerkraut recipe that we're going to be working on. We're not going to just make a cheese Varenyky, even though apparently that is the most famous, but we'll be doing this one. All right, time to start on the sauerkraut. So we salted and peppered it, and it's going to sit and cool off, and tomorrow we will be adding egg yolks to it, and when it cooks, that stuff's going to like keep it all bound together and make it really, really yummy. Time to test them. Ooh, oh. Maybe one more minute. I really want them to be super soft. Okay. It's probably been about 30 seconds. I'm gonna drain them. Okay. Put this cold water on them. Ooh, Nelly, it's too hot. Comes off just like that. So nice. I'm gonna strain my sauerkraut a little bit, but I have found that if you wash it too much, it has no flavor. So we're just gonna take a little bit of the strong sauerkraut flavor out of it, but otherwise it is a very, very excellent flavor. Oh, I can smell it. Fantastic. Yeah, so we're going to take a little of this juice out of it. Just a quick wash and a quick strain. And then we're going to cut it up. And we're also going to cut up another onion. And they will get cooked together. And then, of course, there's other stuff we will add, like some sour cream. So now our potatoes have cooled enough that we can actually make our potato filling. I have a chunk of onion and I'm going to grate it into the bowl along with my 2 tablespoons of butter. Got my masher. I'm going to put my potatoes in here and mash them up. I'm going to add salt and pepper and then some cottage cheese and mix that up. We have our fillings. I'm going to cover them with saran wrap and put them into the refrigerator, and tomorrow we will start in with the dough making process and then making and rolling out and filling up our little rounds of Varenyky dough, and we'll boil them and we'll take you with us. And also I need to add egg tomorrow to the mushrooms. It's time to start making the Varenyky dough. The recipe calls for flour and salt to be put in a big mixing bowl and then add a yolk. Oh, you stir it up and then you add a yolk, and I'm going to add some oil, and the recipe calls for adding water. So here is the dough. It seems to be really easily spread. I was a little worried it didn't have enough flour, so I added a little bit more. But it says to have it sit for 10 minutes, at least 10 minutes. So during that time, I'm going to make some more dough. But after it sits, you cut it in half and then start rolling it out and making Varenyky. Looking good. It's working. There they are. Our dough. Mark is going to start rolling, and then I am going to start filling. We're now rolling the dough. So exciting. Mr. Ukrainian is rolling the dough. So here we have our fillings. I need to add some egg to the mushroom. When he has enough rolled out, we're going to start making the circles and putting them on our cloth so they don't dry out, and then we're going to start filling them. Cloth? And here we go. Yeah, all that cloth right there. How's it look?
It look okay. It might be a little bit thick here. Would you like?
Oh, I know. I think that's great. I can tell right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw the thickness.
Okay. That's good. We go just a hair thinner.
So I'm going to boil about 7 of the dumplings at a time. So we have some varenyky that we're going to start boiling. We did one of the dough balls and Mark has started on the second one. So I was thinking we would do one of the dough balls, potatoes for sure, one of the dough balls, sauerkraut for sure, one of the dough balls, mushrooms for sure, but we don't have a lot of mushrooms, so it might be about half. And then the potatoes seem to be the favorite, so then we'll probably go back to the potatoes and do some more sauerkraut and see how much filling is left over. So with this, the potato mixture with some cottage cheese and onion, it is about half gone. And the sauerkraut we're starting with next. Some more. Whoop. Takes about 3 minutes. 3 minutes for them to cook, maybe 4, but I'm gonna add a little movement to the water so they don't get stuck. All right, good, good, good. Okay, over here. Oh, they're so cute. Oh. Okay. Fantastic. So they're starting to come to the top, and what you do is you take them out and put them into a container that's well with butter. So we're going to put some butter in here. Let's start taking some out. So they puffed up nicely. Starting to boil over there. Our mushroom filling now. The dough, you know, the way we're cutting it with that not sharp glass, it's bunching up the dough a little bit, so we're spreading it out here. Put it in your hand. This is what's left of the mushroom. And you get in there and you get about a teaspoon, little compacted. You put it on your dough. You use your thumb and you push the rest of it off there. And then you take one in and you pull it over the dough, holding the dough, pinching, and then I go to a corner and I pinch and I pinch and I pinch, and then I go to the other corner, pinch up, pinch up, pinch up, pinch up, pinch up. And then you have this beautiful little scallop looking thing. And then you take your fingers and you spin and twist. Make a little decorative edge to it all. And then you have your mushroom varenyky. There we have the mushrooms and the sauerkraut And the potatoes because we're making more. And this is how you prepare them. We have the onions in the butter and they're here, and now we've got the fryer on and we're going to fry them on one side and flip them and fry them on the other side. Thank you for watching, everybody. Thank you for coming along while we make our traditional, customary Varenyky for Christmas. Sauerkraut.